Sisters, listen to me. When a woman prays, mountains move. When a woman prays, chains break. When a woman prays, the enemy trembles. Because a praying woman is a dangerous woman. There is power in your prayers. Power to shake the heavens, power to tear down strongholds, power to walk through fire and not be burned. Because when you fall to your knees, the battle shifts in your favor. Look at the women before you, the warriors of faith, the ones who cried out in the midnight hour, the ones who refused to give up even when everything was against them. They were never the strongest, they were never the loudest, but they were the ones who prayed, and because they prayed, they won. A praying woman is unstoppable. She carries the fire of faith. She carries the sword of truth. She doesn't bow to fear. She doesn't break under pressure. She lifts her voice to the heavens and answers, "Come." You may be facing storms right now. You may be walking through darkness, but don't you dare quit. Don't you dare doubt. Stand firm. Cry out, because your prayers are building something greater than you can see. Victory is not given to the strongest. It is not given to the richest. It is not given to those with the most connections. It is given to the one who prays, the one who believes, the one who refuses to let go. Woman of prayer, your time is now. Stand tall, walk boldly, keep praying, keep believing, because a praying woman always wins and no one can stand against her. A praying woman is not just a woman, she is a warrior. When she prays, the battle shifts and the atmosphere changes. The forces that once stood against her begin to tremble, because a woman on her knees is more powerful than an army on its feet. She does not fight with weapons made by human hands. She fights with the fire of her spirit, the authority of her faith, and the power of her prayers. There are battles in life that cannot be won with strength alone. There are struggles that cannot be overcome with mere intelligence or strategy. Some mountains do not move by force. Some chains do not break by effort. Some doors do not open through connections. But when a woman prays, heaven responds. When a woman cries out, walls fall down. When a woman refuses to give up in prayer, the impossible becomes possible. Every battle has two realms, the physical and the spiritual. In the physical, you may see obstacles, challenges, and opposition. In the physical, you may feel weak, unqualified, or outnumbered. But in the spiritual, things look different. In the spiritual, a praying woman is never alone. She is backed by the power of heaven. She is covered by divine strength. She carries the fire of faith that cannot be extinguished. There is a reason why the enemy fights against prayer. There is a reason why distractions come when it's time to pray. There is a reason why doubt tries to creep in when you open your mouth to cry out. Because the enemy knows that the moment a woman starts praying, his plans begin to crumble. He knows that a praying woman is a dangerous woman. A woman who does not rely on her own strength but seeks divine intervention is a woman who cannot be defeated. When life gets hard, when the battle gets intense, the enemy wants you to react with frustration. He wants you to panic. He wants you to believe that you are powerless. But the moment you choose prayer instead of panic, the moment you choose faith instead of fear, the moment you lift your voice instead of shrinking back, you take the battle out of the enemy's hands and place it into divine hands. Think about it. How many times have you faced something that seemed impossible? How many moments have you thought, "I can't do this anymore"? And yet, when you prayed, something shifted. Maybe the situation didn't change overnight, but something inside of you did. Strength began to rise, peace began to settle, direction began to come. That is the power of prayer. It doesn't just change circumstances, it changes you. A praying woman does not wait for the battle to be over before she starts praying. She prays in the middle of the storm. She prays when everything looks like it's falling apart, because she knows that her victory is not in what she sees, it's in what she believes. The physical realm may show defeat, but the spiritual realm declares victory. And prayer is the bridge that brings that victory into reality. Some battles are won in silence. Some victories come in moments when no one is watching. It's the late-night prayers, the whispered cries, the desperate calls for help that move mountains. A praying woman does not need an audience. She does not need approval. She does not need applause. She fights her battles in secret, and her victories are revealed in public. When a woman prays, she aligns herself with divine will. She surrenders her own understanding and steps into a realm where miracles happen. She does not need to have all the answers. She does not need to see the whole picture. All she needs is faith. Faith to believe that every prayer is heard. Faith to know that no battle is too big for divine intervention. It doesn't matter what the situation looks like. It doesn't matter how many people have counted you out. It doesn't matter how strong the opposition seems. When you pray, you shift the battle. What was once impossible becomes possible. What was once closed becomes open. What once seemed like a dead end becomes a path forward. The enemy wants you to believe that your prayers don't matter. He wants you to believe that nothing changes when you pray. But if that were true, why would he fight so hard to keep you from praying? Why would distractions come every time you try to seek divine help? Because the enemy knows what you carry. He knows that if you ever truly understand the power of your prayers, you will be. A woman of prayer is not moved by circumstances. She is not controlled by emotions. She is not shaken by opposition. She stands firm because she knows where her strength comes from. She does not fight for victory. She fights from victory. She does not beg for a breakthrough. She prays with the confidence that it is already done. She knows that the battle belongs to the divine, and all she has to do is stay in position. Some people fight with words, some fight with manipulation, some fight with force, but a praying woman fights with faith. She speaks life over her situation. She declares breakthrough over her family. She proclaims victory over her future. And as she prays, the battle begins to shift in her favor. There are moments when everything in you will want to give up. There are moments when you will wonder if your prayers even matter. But let this be a reminder. Your prayers are powerful. Your prayers are shaking things that you cannot see. Your prayers are making a way where there seems to be no way. Do not stop praying. Do not stop believing. Do not stop standing in faith. Because a praying woman always wins. The battle may be fierce, but so is she. The storm may be strong, but her faith is stronger. The opposition may be great, but greater is the power that backs her. When a woman prays, everything changes. Walls that once stood tall begin to fall. Chains that once held her down begin to break. Doors that once seemed locked begin to open. And the very thing that was sent to destroy her becomes the very thing that lifts her higher. The battle is shifting, the breakthrough is coming, the victory is already won. All because a woman decided to pray. Faith over fear is the mindset that separates those who overcome from those who retreat. It is the choice to believe in what is unseen rather than surrender to what is seen. Fear will always try to take control, whispering doubts, magnifying problems, and making obstacles seem impossible to overcome. But faith stands in defiance of fear. Faith looks at the same mountain that fear says is too big and declares, "Move." Faith sees the same storm that fear says will destroy and says, "Peace, be still." Faith does not deny the presence of challenges, but it refuses to let those challenges define the outcome. A woman who walks by faith does not ignore fear, she overcomes it. She feels the weight of the battle. She hears the enemy's threats. She sees the difficulty of the path ahead, but she does not back down. She does not shrink. She does not surrender. Because faith has given her a vision beyond what her eyes can see. Faith has told her that there is something greater waiting on the other side of the struggle. And because she believes, she presses forward. Fear will always try to disguise itself as wisdom. It will tell you to be cautious. It will tell you to wait for the perfect moment. It will tell you that you are not ready. But faith calls you to step out even when you don't feel ready. Faith tells you that the time is now. Faith tells you that you don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to trust. Faith tells you that you don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. And that first step is what fear is most afraid of. Fear thrives on hesitation. The longer you wait, the stronger fear becomes. The more you analyze, the more fear multiplies. The more you listen to doubts, the louder they grow. Fear wants you stuck. Fear wants you paralyzed. Fear wants you so consumed with what-ifs that you never move forward. But faith demands action. Faith tells you to walk even when the ground beneath your feet is uncertain. Faith tells you to build even when you don't know where the resources will come from. Faith tells you to move even when the way forward is not clear. And when you move in faith, fear loses its grip. A woman of faith does not need the approval of others. She does not wait for the world to validate her dreams. She does not seek permission to step into her calling, because she knows that if she waits for the perfect moment, she will never begin. She knows that if she listens to every opinion, she will never take action. She knows that if she allows fear to set the limits, she will never reach her destiny. So she silences the doubts. She ignores the voices that say she cannot. She refuses to bow to fear, and she moves forward with confidence, even when she doesn't have all the answers. Fear will always remind you of your past. It will tell you that you are not qualified. It will bring up every mistake, every failure, every insecurity. It will try to convince you that you are not enough. But faith reminds you of your purpose. Faith tells you that your past does not define your future. Faith tells you that your mistakes do not disqualify you. Faith tells you that you are more than enough because you have been chosen for something greater. There will be moments when fear feels overwhelming. There will be moments when everything in you wants to turn back. There will be moments when doubt creeps in and you wonder if you are making the right decision. But that is when faith must rise up. That is when you must declare that fear will not have the final say. That is when you must remind yourself that the same faith that brought you this far will carry you through. A woman of faith is not reckless, but she is fearless. She does not take action based on emotion. She moves with purpose. She does not allow fear to control her decisions. She moves in confidence. She does not wait for everything to be easy. She steps out even when it's hard, because she knows that faith is not about comfort, it's about courage. Faith is not about having all the answers, it's about trusting in the process. Fear will tell you that you are alone. It will try to convince you that no one understands, that no one supports you, that you are fighting a battle by yourself. But faith tells you that you are never alone. Faith tells you that even when no one else believes in you, you have been called for a reason. Faith tells you that even when it feels like you are walking in darkness, the path has already been prepared. Fear is loud, but faith is stronger. Fear is persistent, but faith is unshakable. Fear will try to rise up, but faith will always have the final word. Fear may come knocking, but faith refuses to let it in. Fear may try to shake you, but faith keeps you standing. Fear may threaten, but faith wins. And when a woman chooses faith over fear, nothing can stop her. Persistence is the force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. It is the refusal to quit when everything says to stop. It is the decision to keep moving when progress seems invisible. It is the inner fire that says, "I will not be defeated." Victory does not come to the one who starts strong. It comes to the one who refuses to stop. It is not about how fast you run, it is about how long you endure. There will always be moments when giving up seems like the easiest option. There will always be voices that tell you it's not worth it. There will always be obstacles that make you question why you even started. But persistence is what carries you through. Persistence is what says, "I didn't come this far just to stop now." It is what turns failure into lessons and struggles into stepping stones. It is what makes the impossible possible. The road to victory is never smooth. It is filled with setbacks, disappointments, and challenges that test your strength. Many start the journey, but only a few finish. Many have passion in the beginning, but only those who persist reach the end. Because passion will get you started, but persistence will keep you going. Motivation will give you energy, but persistence will give you endurance. Inspiration will make you excited, but persistence will make you unstoppable. Every great victory has a story of struggle behind it. No one who has ever achieved something great did so without resistance. No one who has ever overcome did so without first being tested. The difference between those who win and those who don't is not talent, it's not luck, it's not intelligence, it's persistence. It's the ability to keep going even when nothing makes sense. It's the ability to rise again even after falling 1,000 times. It's the decision to keep pushing forward even when progress feels slow. There will be moments when the journey feels longer than expected. There will be moments when you question whether the fight is even worth it. There will be moments when you feel exhausted, overlooked, and unappreciated. But persistence does not rely on feelings. Persistence does not require external validation. Persistence does not need immediate results. It simply says, "I will not quit." It simply declares, "I will keep moving forward." It simply stands firm and refuses to be shaken. Obstacles are not signs to stop. They are tests to see how badly you want it. Challenges are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. Delays are not denials. They are opportunities to develop strength. Setbacks are not failures. They are setups for greater victories. Every battle you face is preparing you for the victory ahead. Every difficulty is shaping you into the person who can handle the blessing that is coming. There is no such thing as an overnight victory. Every success story has years of persistence behind it. Every breakthrough has seasons of struggle behind it. Every triumph has moments of tears, doubts, and frustrations behind it. But those who win are those who keep going. Those who overcome are those who refuse to let circumstances dictate their destiny. Those who rise are those who have mastered the art of persistence. The enemy does not fear those who start strong. He fears those who finish strong. He does not fear those who get excited for a moment. He fears those who remain committed for a lifetime. He does not fear those who make a loud noise at the beginning. He fears those who keep marching forward even in silence. He knows that a persistent woman is unstoppable. He knows that no amount of opposition can break someone who refuses to quit. Some people wait for the perfect conditions before they take action. They wait for the right time, the right resources, the right circumstances. But victory does not come to those who wait for perfection. It comes to those who start with what they have. It comes to those who move forward even when things are not ideal. It comes to those who refuse to let excuses stop them, because persistence does not wait for things to be easy. It moves forward even when things are hard. There will always be reasons to stop. There will always be excuses available. There will always be obstacles in the way. But a persistent woman does not focus on the reasons to quit. She focuses on the reason to keep going. She does not listen to the doubts. She listens to the truth that tells her she is capable. She does not dwell on what she lacks. She moves forward with what she has. Victory is promised to those who do not give up. It may not come in the way you expect. It may not come in the time you want. But if you keep going, if you keep pushing, if you keep believing, you will see the reward of your persistence. Because persistence always brings victory. The battle may be long, the journey may be tough, the process may be painful, but one thing is certain: those who do not quit always win. Unstoppable power is not about physical strength. It is not about intelligence, wealth, or status. It is the kind of power that cannot be shaken, cannot be broken, and cannot be stopped. It is the kind of power that rises even after being knocked down, that pushes forward even when the way is blocked, that refuses to surrender no matter how great the opposition. This power is not dependent on circumstances. It does not rely on external conditions. It is not influenced by what is seen. It is the power that comes from within, the power that is fueled by faith, the power that moves mountains and breaks chains. A woman who walks in unstoppable power is not defined by what she has or where she comes from. She is defined by what she carries. She is not moved by fear because she knows who she is. She is not controlled by doubt because she understands her authority. She is not intimidated by obstacles because she knows that nothing can stand in her way. She may face resistance, but resistance does not stop her, it strengthens her. She may encounter setbacks, but setbacks do not discourage her. They prepare her for greater things. She may be underestimated, but underestimation does not weaken her. It fuels her determination. Unstoppable power is not about never facing struggles. It is about having the strength to keep moving in the midst of them. It is about looking at the storm and deciding to walk through it. It is about standing firm when everything around is shaking. It is about refusing to accept defeat, no matter how many times the battle has to be fought. There is nothing easy about being unstoppable. There is nothing comfortable about carrying a power that refuses to be silenced. It requires endurance. It requires faith. It requires the willingness to keep pressing forward, even when quitting seems like the easier option. There will always be forces that try to stop an unstoppable woman. There will always be people who try to discourage her. There will always be situations that try to break her, but she is not defined by the opposition she faces. She is defined by the strength that keeps her standing. She does not crumble under pressure. She does not surrender to fear. She does not give in to the lies that tell her she is not enough. She walks with boldness. She moves with confidence. She fights with the certainty that she is already victorious. Unstoppable power does not come from comfort. It comes from perseverance. It is built in the fire of adversity. It is developed in the moments when quitting is an option, but persistence is chosen instead. It is formed in the times when there is every reason to turn back, but the decision is made to keep going. There is no shortcut to this kind of power. It is not given easily. It is forged through battles, through challenges, through struggles that test every limit. But for those who refuse to give up, for those who refuse to be defeated, for those who stand firm no matter what comes against them, unstoppable power becomes their reality. The world may try to define strength by external achievements, but true power is not measured by success alone. True power is measured by resilience. It is measured by the ability to rise when everything tries to push you down. It is measured by the ability to keep moving forward even when progress is slow. It is measured by the ability to stand firm even when the ground is shaking. There are many who appear strong when things are going well, but unstoppable power is revealed in the hardest moments. It is shown in the times when everything seems to be falling apart, yet there is still an unshakable determination to press on. A woman with unstoppable power does not seek validation from others. She does not wait for approval before she moves forward. She does not need anyone to tell her she is capable, because she already knows who she is. She does not waste time trying to prove herself. She simply walks in her authority. She does not shrink back when others doubt her. She keeps going, knowing that her purpose is greater than their opinions. She is not controlled by fear, by circumstances, or by the expectations of others. She is driven by something deeper, something unbreakable, something unstoppable. There will be moments when the weight of the journey feels heavy. There will be moments when exhaustion sets in, when doubts try to quit in, when the temptation to quit becomes strong. But unstoppable power is not about avoiding those moments. It is about overcoming them. It is about finding strength in the struggle. It is about choosing persistence over comfort. It is about standing in the fire and refusing to be burned. It is about moving forward even when the path is uncertain. Every battle fought is a battle that builds strength. Every challenge faced is a challenge that develops endurance. Every difficulty overcome is a difficulty that proves unstoppable. Power is real. There is no such thing as an easy path for those who are meant to rise. There is no such thing as a smooth road for those who are called to be unstoppable. The journey will require sacrifice. It will demand patience. It will test limits. But the reward is greater than the struggle. The breakthrough is worth every battle. The breakthrough is waiting for those who refuse to stop. An unstoppable woman does not wait for opportunities to come to her. She creates them. She does not wait for doors to open. She knocks until they do. She does not wait for the perfect conditions. She moves forward in faith, knowing that the way will be made as she walks. She does not settle for less than what she was created for. She does not allow fear to control her steps. She moves with power, with purpose, with confidence. She moves knowing that nothing and no one can stop what she has been called to do. The world may not understand this kind of power, It may question how she continues to rise after every fall. It may wonder how she keeps going when the odds are against her. It may try to discourage her, to break her, to convince her that she is not enough. But it will never succeed, because an unstoppable woman cannot be broken, she cannot be defeated, she cannot be stopped. She carries something greater within her. She carries a power that cannot be explained, cannot be measured, cannot be contained. She is unshakable, she is relentless, she is unstoppable, and nothing can stand in her way.